Hi, welcome back to Twin Takeaways. I'm Akira.
And I'm Aurora, and this is Luffy.
And today we got some fun stories for you. Today I got some entitled people. I got a little bit of petty revenge. And I also have a little bit of a time I messed up that's real funny with some good pronunciation mess ups.
Yep, and I will have some Am I Overreacting with some relationship drama. Am I the a-hole with a little bit of in-laws? And best of positive updates.
Love it. All right. And then just a little thing at the beginning of this. Now we're going to start splitting it now where we have a little bit of drama on Sundays. And then if you want to join us on Wednesdays, we're going to do some spooky ones. So now it's more broken out for you guys. So now you get more spooky than what we were giving before. So join us on Wednesdays if you like spooky stories. All right, let's get into it. Read your first one.
All right, this is from AIO, posted by One in Hunted. Am I overreacting to find out my boyfriend's sister wasn't his sister? As of today, I'm very upset and rethinking the entire 3 years relationship. But part of me is also wondering if the situation wasn't that serious. So, Reddit, I'll let you be the judge of that. You've given good advice before. Trust you'll do it again. For the entire 3 years, my boyfriend, whom we'll call Dustin, has had his sister, who we'll call Kay. Dustin and Kay have always been close. Kay always comes over here and hangs out with Dustin. Dustin, not me. In fact, I'm convinced she hates me, but more on that in a moment. Anyways, Kay and Dustin always go over to each other's houses, go out to dinner, and once even went on vacation without me. Every single time Kay is around, she acts like I don't exist. I talk to her, she ignores me. She and Dustin hang out, I'm quite literally a third wheel. Now I never complained because I always thought, it's a sister, family comes first. Dustin at one point even canceled our date plans to go bowling with Kay. Yes, without me. I decided to visit the old neighbor lady whom I help with yard work. And I'm telling her about Kay. Mind you, this lady has lived in this town since she was born. She knows everybody. Usually I didn't confide in her about my life, but today was a bad day and I needed somebody. I tell her about Kay, and as describing her, the lady cuts me off and says, "That's not his sister." She said that Kay is her coworker's daughter and has no siblings. She has met Kay several times and is very close friends with the coworker. Dustin came home to his bags packed at the door. I kicked him out and told him we were done. Dustin went on and on about how Kay is his best friend. He just didn't want to lose her. All this and that and a third. The thing is, Kay and Dustin really did seem like brother and sister type. Aside from spending almost every day together, I never thought that anything romantic or sexual was happening between them. But I still found it very unacceptable. Now I am being slammed by Dustin and his family saying I'm way overreacting, need to talk it out, etc. So Reddit, what do you think? Am I overreacting? I forgot to add, Dustin's parents are dead and he rarely speaks to the rest of his family. He says yet now they are coming after me. So I'm wondering if that is also a lie.
That's crazy. Already you're not overreacting with the fact that like if you even got mad at him for the fact that this girl makes you just like ignores you every time. Like we're sisters. Whenever I've dated people, the other person is included the other person. Like even when we do sometimes go on trips together, sometimes we do go out to eat together, and we just do sister nights and just hang out, just us. That's not weird. The fact that when they meet up and they hang out together, she like acts like she's not there, and like she's just like, and like she's just part of the wall. She's just there. She's like an item. So I was already just like a red flag, and you're not overreacting there if you even got mad and broke up with him that for that. Because I think I would be upset after a certain point of someone fully ignoring me that's supposed to be a big part of that person's life. Then you take it up a notch, and then he's lying to you. It's a sister. The sister part is weird that he said it's a sister and like all this other stuff adding up together. It's not a sister. But the fact that he's lying it definitely makes it not an overreaction to get rid of, to throw stuff out, to get rid of him, to break up with him, because lying for that long is crazy to keep it up like that,
Yeah.
and to keep just saying that and like letting this person act this way, knowing it's not your sister. Even if you knew it was your, even if it was your sister, letting a person act like that in general is crazy, and then to lie on top of it is adding another extra layer. And she was trying already to get past the already the disrespect of ignoring her, pretending she's not there, excluding her, and then now the lying. Obviously, it's gonna push her over the edge now. Like, who wouldn't be pushed over the edge to be lied to that long? I mean, that's like any like catfish or anything. When people get mad, like they don't stay together, then even if it's like small things they lie about, but they're really who they are, except for like, I don't know, small little things that sometimes they say is a lie. Some people just can't get past lies, and that's okay too. Like every person's feelings are valid. So I think that's how this person feels. Like you're just lying. Like even if it's nothing romantic between you guys, you've been lying to me for this long. That's crazy. And like that, now she doesn't even know if he's like telling the truth about his family. He could or couldn't be. You now you never know. You'll question everything he ever says to you now, ever since then.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking was like, if it was me, I would have been like, can you like talk to your sister? Because the fact that she doesn't even acknowledge
Yeah.
me, okay, maybe the first year, like I'll let it slide because you know what? You're probably her only family that she kind of talks to if she is like you, that you don't talk to the rest of them and your parents are gone. Then I might be like a more lenient the first year. But then like year 2 and 3, I would have been like, at this point, like I should be hanging out with your sister and getting to know her and
Good
things like
point.
that. So to like completely act like you've never said anything when you're trying to talk directly to her is crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Um, but yeah, and then to be a lie, like there's no overreaction that this is not a sister, and like even if they were acting normal, because I mean she probably knows she's playing as a sister,
Yeah.
but so they probably don't act weird around you, but they're going on like probably romantic trips together. They're doing date nights. Honestly, it sounded like they were probably doing more date nights than you because he's canceling date nights with you to be with her.
And he's spending nights at her house a lot, that she is spending nights at his house a
That's lot.
lot. It seems like you're the side person and they're dating.
Yeah, you're just like the free house or something.
Yeah, facts. And
Yeah,
even if they weren't doing all these weird stuff, and it was just the lie of being his sister, but they didn't do all this weird stuff, and she did talk to her and they were friends, I feel like anybody would still break up because you lied to them that long and you could lie that well. And you could
yeah,
get this person to follow along with your lie to be your sister.
yeah.
Like,
Because like
that's
that,
just weird.
she can't even trust if his family's mad or not.
Facts.
So if I can't even trust your word anymore, like why are we together?
Yeah.
Because now I'm never gonna trust anything. I'm always gonna be like, is that your relative? Blood tests, like all these things. I'm not staying with someone who can lie to me that much and for that long.
Facts. Crazy.
Top comments. No, leave him. He prioritized a different girl over you so many times, lied to your face, let her walk all over you, and overall didn't seem to give a fuck about you at all. Leave him for good.
Facts. Exactly.
Another person said, all of this, 3 years together and not once telling you the truth about Kay, and block or change your number. You are not overreacting. Omitting information is still lying, especially if it's done to avoid to steer you in a way from discovering the truth.
Facts. Yeah. Lie of omission are just as bad as regular lies. Like, same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that is so crazy.
That'd be wild. You imagine 3 years, you wake up and you're like, that's not your sister? That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Shoot. Right, on next to it, some entitled people. And this is by Medieval Mousy. How did blocking the hydrant work out for you? My house backs up on a public park with sport fields and is 4 houses from the park entrance. The entrance to the park is a sidewalk that cuts between 2 houses. There's no parking lot, so street parking only. There's a fire hydrant in front of my house. It is clearly marked bright yellow, curb painted, and orange flag sticking right at the top. Despite this, people visiting the park, various sports ball activities routinely miss it and park in front of it. 3 weeks ago, club baseball started. For whatever reason, baseball parents tend to be more observant than other sports parents and generally have a decent gap. Week 1, I was heading out with the dog when I noticed a distinctive electric truck attempting to wedge into the gap. Doggo and I waited for him to finish, and I told him about the hydrant. He told me to F off. Week 2, we're coming back from our walk and notice that not only is he blocking the hydrant again, but he has a ticket. Later, my husband sees him tear the ticket up, throw it on the ground, and then he flipped our house off before he drove away. Week 3, I once again watch him attempting to park in a special spot, roll my eyes, and think some unchartable thoughts. A few hours later, he's screaming in my front yard. Y'all, the city booted him in front of the hydrant and he gave them another ticket for parking in front of the hydrant. I wonder what week 4 will bring.
But it's probably uncharitable thoughts, not charitable.
Oh.
But
Which
yeah,
is funny. Sorry, now we
go
pause
for
here.
it.
But which is funny because you'll see in my last story, it's a mispronunciation. Luckily, that one's not going to be like, oh God, I mispronounced it. But wait till the end because there's a good mispronunciation story and it's gonna make it funnier now. It's a little funnier. Anyways, go with your thoughts. Sorry.
Um, yeah, so if that was me, I would be living for it too. Because, I mean, first off, that's illegal. Why are you getting mad at these people? Whether they called it or not, there's no need to get mad at them. Because if they didn't call it, someone else would have. Because, I mean, it's illegal. If, like, their house caught on fire, something, if you're right across the street, then they can get no help with you
Mm-hmm.
there.
Yeah,
And, like, who cares? You're trying to go to a sports event. Like, park a further away then, or show up early so you can get a good spot that's not in front of a fire hydrant.
facts.
But I'm glad he got booted. He deserves to get booted.
Yeah, it
He
does.
needs to get that one chick on him, from that towing company. That
Oh,
A&E show. You know what I'm talking about.
yes. Towing Wars? Is it Towing Wars?
I think so.
Oh man.
But
I
that
would
A&E show from way back when, and that
yes.
one crazy chick, she's like the best.
Yes.
Yeah,
She's my favorite thing.
he needs her to get on him.
Yes, dude. Someone did thinking of like that. Someone did put I immediately thought of a photo like this. And they posted this picture with the firefighters breaking out all the windows, putting the hose through their person's car.
True. That's what I was thinking is they do stuff like move your car or push it out of the way with a
Yeah.
with
Well, they can tow things off their fire truck and stuff.
yeah.
But
But I've also seen ones where they just crash the first window and they put it in neutral and
oh, and the roll it
push it
makes sense.
with their fire truck.
Yeah.
So you got dents in the front, a missing window.
Yeah. Hey, it's on you, bro. If that
Yeah.
ends up happening, it's on you. That sucks to suck. Another comment says that the fire department doesn't play. I think of this every time someone blocks the hydrant. I've lived in both New York and Chicago, and I've seen things. Now was to comment to the picture of putting the hose through the
Mm-mm.
window. But a lot of people goes, if you happen to know, if you put your windows down because you just had to block hydrant, sarcasm tone, what happens? Obviously they can't bust a window, but they can get through with hopefully no issue. I assume they have a little cares about dragging a hose through the and then back out. Obviously you're stuck waiting for them to be done doing whatever they need to, but it's just something I've wondered about since seeing the link to the picture few times. So someone did say in a sarcastic tone they wanted to just put their windows down. So they're always ready if someone does do this.
Yeah, but I bet they'll do something else because that's the whole thing is
I think they
I
do it
think
on
they're do it
purpose.
on yeah, purpose to be like
Yes.
stop parking here because it makes our job harder.
It makes our job harder. It's putting people's lives at risk. It's
Yeah.
putting the neighborhood at
I mean, if
risk.
I was a firefighter, I'm gonna be petty about it and I'm just gonna move your car or I'm gonna smash your windows in. Even if you roll
Some,
them down, then I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna be like slashing that thing around where it dents up the sides of your inside your
or we have to
windows.
break through your window, we're putting water in it.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Stop parking there.
Someone said, nice he got caught, but he seems to be blaming you. So please be careful. I hope you have some cameras. There are a lot of netters out there these days, which is true. That's what I got a little nervous about. Is they kept getting mad at them,
Yeah.
and it sounds like they didn't even call on it. And
And
they were just like,
sports
whatever.
parents
Sports parents
are
are
the
and
most angry
parents.
people, and
Oh
they
my
do the
gosh,
craziest things.
yes,
I've met some crazy sports parents.
yeah. And again, it gets crazier with each sport. I'm not sure between baseball because we don't know anybody really that played baseball. But just knowing from like swim parents were crazy when you were in swim. Those parents were nuts. But then you go to wrestling parents, and I feel like they were even more intense. But mostly because most of them were like
Yeah.
boy moms, and boy moms go intense. But
Dude, no,
this is
those
a dad,
dads
so
were
I don't
crazy.
know.
Those dads were ragers.
That's true.
I've seen
No,
some
yeah.
crazy things happen at wrestling match when I'm wandering around.
Yeah, some of those dads are nuts. I mean, we did have a dad yell at their coach
Mm-hmm.
during one of the things. So
I've heard they're kind of
yeah,
like football dads.
yeah. So that's one of my picture when I picture baseball dads. So I bet he's kind of crazy. I
Yeah.
picture baseball dads being like football dads or even wrestling dads. I feel like they're hotheads and intense and
Mm-hmm.
just angry all the time. Oh gosh. So good luck to this lady.
Yeah, definitely have cameras.
Yeah, one last comment. Someone said, I love how you flipped off your house as if you were the ones doing the wrong thing.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's like sucking it to him.
What
He's
is
like,
it? What is
oh.
it? The heat. Next time, you just go read between the lines.
And no, it's Tammy.
Oh.
Read between the lines. And give me one of these, small one of these.
Okay, I knew it was one of her
Pew,
movies.
yeah. Yeah, great movie.
All right. So my next one is from AITAH, Investigator Hour 2911. Am I the a-hole for demanding to go through my brother-in-law and his girlfriend's bags if they are staying with us? Background: I have a pretty severe dairy allergy. I break out in hives, struggle to breathe, and have to carry 2 EpiPens with me everywhere. If I get any dairy in my systems, I end up in the ER. My in-laws know this, and have been extremely accommodating since my fiance and I started dating 5 years ago. When we moved in together, when we moved in together 2 years ago, we set strict rules for our home because of my allergy. The big one is that no one is allowed to bring anything that contains dairy into our house, ever, no matter what. On to the current story. My brother-in-law started dating his girlfriend a year and a half ago. They came to visit us together for the first time a year ago. My fiance made sure my brother-in-law explained my allergy to his girlfriend and our no dairy rule. 2 days into their stay, she brought dairy products and cooked lunch for herself when we weren't home. I ended up in the ER because of her cross-contamination. She apologized and explained she apologized and explained she hadn't understood how serious my allergy was. We managed to put the situation behind us. Since both my fiance and I currently have and want to keep up a good relationship with my brother-in-law. The two of them came for a second visit 9 months ago. We had a video call with my brother-in-law and his girlfriend before the trip to make sure she understood the severity of my allergy and how serious we are about no dairy rule. During the second trip, I was taking out the trash and found a candy bar wrapper and an empty milkshake container in the guest room trash, the room she was staying in. Even after she saw how serious my allergy is and how I end up in the ER, she still brought dairy into our house. I confronted her when they got back. She and brother-in-law had a huge fight. Brother-in-law went through her stuff and threw out everything she had that was dairy. We kicked out his girlfriend. Brother-in-law stayed for the rest of the planned trip. Brother-in-law and his girlfriend worked out their relationship after the trip and are still together. Since their since their second trip, brother-in-law has come alone since. I don't trust his girlfriend in our house. Well, brother-in-law is planning a new trip to visit us, and his girlfriend wants to come too. At first, we just said no. We don't trust her. But since we know this is important to brother-in-law, we came up with what we believe is a good compromise. She can come and stay at our place, but we will look through their bags every time she comes back to our place. And if she doesn't accept that, she can stay at a hotel or stay at home. Now, I'm still being called an a-hole for treating her like a criminal, and that and that checking her bags is an invasion of privacy. So, am I the a-hole for demanding to go through her bag if she is staying at my house?
I don't know who's calling you an a-hole because that's crazy. You literally end up in the hospital. What is that, my guy? Nah, man. That's crazy. I would definitely have checked her bags. Okay, maybe I wouldn't have checked her bags the second time when she came back. But yeah, anytime after that, for sure I would have checked her bags because no, you did it once. Okay, you didn't understand how serious my allergy was. Now you learned that I cannot be around dairy. It's crazy you didn't already pick that up when they said we do not allow dairy in this house. If you don't allow something in your house, it must be pretty bad. Like those people who like can't even like be around the air of like peanuts because their allergies so bad. That when someone says don't bring peanuts into our house, we don't allow anything with peanuts in it. You wouldn't bring peanuts to their house. It's the same way with dairy. But I feel like some people, because dairy is probably not that big of like an allergy, like certain things that are not like big allergies, people don't see as like bad. Like even with I've seen stories with like almonds and like people in like the family are like, it's almonds. It's bad, but it's not as bad as like people with peanut allergies. But it is. It's just peanuts is like it's such a big allergy now for people, and a lot of people do have it. It's not. It's a common one now. Well, these ones are a little more uncommon, but it's still just as serious. But now you know it is serious because you cooked. She ended up in the hospital. Cool. But now you're gonna go back and do it, and then I guess whatever if you're eating is one thing too, but to put it in that trash, knowing that she's gonna have to take that out and something could happen, like you don't know what could happen because you have dairy in this trash can, like is crazy to me. That means you do not care about this person. You are not caring what you do to this person. You're not caring what happens to their life, and if they end up in this hospital again. And
Yeah.
I'm glad the brother-in-law because we have heard stories where the brother-in-laws or the people date the spouse of the person who's doing the wrong action stand by them. Even if they know they're wrong or think they're wrong, they stand by them and they fight to the end. I'm so glad this brother-in-law is standing up against him and like being like, no, that's not right, and went through her back the first time. Because I don't know if this person because they were in the moment, he in the moment, I don't know if they thought to check her bag after the whole milkshake and stuff was in the trash. But I'm glad that he did it then, and I think that's what made them probably also just realize they should check her bag for future things. So I'm glad he did it, but not the a-hole to check her bag now. She obviously found out one time, realized how serious your allergy is, and did it still a second time, knowing and didn't care. So yes, she should have her bag checked every time, or she needs to stay at a hotel.
Yeah, if it was me, I wouldn't
Like
even
let her in my house.
let her in my
I wouldn't let her
house.
in my house, but teach her own. If you want to be a nice
Yeah, if you want to be
sister-in-law
nice.
and be like cool, you can let her in.
She's also not
But
married in yet, so like,
I wouldn't. I
but
wouldn't.
yeah, I wouldn't even let her into my house
No.
because she's getting mad about it because she's gonna do it.
Yes.
And it's not like she's saying like you can't go out and eat some dairy stuff and then come back here. Just don't bring it back in with you.
Facts.
So that's not a hard thing. If you really need dairy that bad, then go out and eat every time while you're there.
Yeah. And then wash her
And
hands
then
because
wash your hands and come
yeah,
back.
such things. Yeah. But yeah, which is not that hard.
Which is not hard at all to go
Especially when you're on
do.
vacation. Most people go out to eat
Anyways,
anyways. It's not that hard to go out to eat, wash your hands, and then
yeah.
come back
And
in.
like the first time, okay, I get it. You forgave her. She
Mm-hmm.
didn't pay attention, no. But I guess, yeah, she was just like, it's dairy. And yeah, she wasn't thinking like it could be like a nut allergy where it can be super severe.
Super deadly, yeah.
Um, so like, okay, get forgiven that time. But yeah, like to the second time, finding stuff in the trash, I would have been like, no, get out of my house.
Yeah.
I'm glad the brother-in-law stood by you. I mean, it would have been crazy if he didn't because that's like literally your life on the line. Because his wife almost killed you with the
Yeah.
last reaction. So if he didn't back you, I would have been like, I don't think you can talk to the brother-in-law either. But luckily, they're all super accommodating and they all always listen. It's just his girlfriend, and it's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
if you want my family to like you first off, because if you end up harming this one, like how would the parent-in-laws gonna like you if you can't even be courteous enough to come into their house, but they're letting you stay for free while on
Facts.
these long vacations and still bring stuff in, throw it in the trash, try to cook this, that, whatever, and then say you're treating me like a criminal. She
Yeah.
has to go through your bags.
You kind of are a criminal.
Yeah, you're literally like, yeah, you're
You
literally close to
literally
killing
attempted
her
her life twice now.
twice,
Like, no,
and we all
man.
know you're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
your husband threw out apparently tons of snacks to were in your bag.
yeah, exactly. It sounded like there was a lot in her bag the second time.
Hello,
Are you crazy?
lady, don't come in.
Hello, good morning. Is anyone inside? Like, goddamn, turn the lights on in your house, man. Jesus, Jenny. Yeah, dude. And it can only get worse from here because if this couple has kids, a lot of genetics pass down like allergies like this, especially severe ones.
Yeah,
So you're telling me if this kid has it, well, now this lady cannot be invited to any holiday because best believe she's gonna jack up this kid too, and the
yeah,
kid's immune system can only hold so much, hold way less. Like the kid might not even make it to the hospital. At least she's an adult. She could probably make it to the hospital because of the way it circulates.
yeah.
But like,
Or because she knows she's like reacting and she's like, gotta go.
yeah,
Well, a kid might not know.
yeah, and it takes less in their immune system for any allergy to attack than
Yeah,
an
and less
adult.
time and
So I'm like, it's only going to get worse from here if she doesn't learn now. Like, you cannot do this. OMG, she's crazy, my guy.
yeah.
She's
All right, top comment. Not the a-hole, but I would just tell her to stay somewhere else. The medical bills aren't worth this mess, and she's proven twice she doesn't listen.
exactly
Another person said checking her bags won't solve the problem, since she's brought things into their home and contaminated it while the owners were out.
true. That's actually very true. Yeah. Because she cooked what she was. That's also, too, for a fact she knew it was wrong. Because she cooked it while the person was gone. Knowing full well to not get caught because she knows she wasn't supposed to be doing that.
Yeah, she was like, well, I'm just not going to get caught. I'm just going to cook away. They're not here. Well, you got caught because you cross-contaminated
Yeah.
and endangered her own kitchen.
Yeah. For a fact she wanted to throw all her pots and pans out the hut and
Yeah,
rebuy
anything
all
that
of them.
touched that.
Yeah.
And then, like, the husband had to really deep clean everything for her. Yeah.
Insane. Insane.
Another top comment, dude, why are you letting her back in? You trying to die? Of course you're not the a-hole.
Everyone's confused why these
Uh-huh.
people are letting them get.
Another
They are
person?
too nice.
Yeah, another person, seriously, do hotels not exist there, OP?
No,
I
that's
would never let that woman in my home again.
my guy, for real.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not coming
Jesus.
in, dude. Oh my gosh.
Like, what does it have to take? You end up in the hospital the second time for you to not and let them into your dang
Yeah.
house?
Because even a bag check, like I
Jesus.
have to go call my husband or somebody over to bag check you.
Yeah, because I can't be touching that stuff.
Because I'm going to reach in there and it's going to be all milkshake.
Yeah. Whole thing of
Mm-mm.
ice cream. God damn it, dude. Alrighty. Now let's go from that to some petty revenge. So, this is by Artistic Being 7421. And it says, don't F with the people who live above you. Hello, Reddit. So, I've lived in my building for over a year now. And the first people I befriended live directly below me. Let's call them J and E. J works as a chef full time, whilst E games all night and sleeps all day because her anxiety makes it too hard for her to work, apparently. Anyways, a few weeks ago, Jay changed jobs and was running low on money, going from weekly to monthly pay and asked to borrow €30. Not a huge deal. Of course, I said no worries and thinking we are friends, we live in the same building, so everything would be fine. He promised to pay me back in 1 week. He did not. Second week, late, I texted him multiple times, nicely, was completely ignored. I did not want to start drama in the building or anything, so I hatched a plan. The new buildings in England are built out of cardboard, and they can hear all my footsteps on the top floor. So, since I moved in, I've learned to be very gentle with my steps to be a good neighbor. However, after the theft, I ran everywhere. I leaped from my bed each morning at 6 a.m. like a flying hippo, crashed upon the floor, shaking it. I stomped and stepped. I shuffled, even played a chase and chased my 7 kilogram cat to his joy. I made so much noise every morning. I even started feeling a little guilty. It only took 6 days before he texted me at 7 a.m. on Saturday morning asking what my bank details were so he could transfer it over. Hashtag winning. They just put winning. I just wanted the hashtag because it made it felt more better. Don't steal from the people who live directly above you. We control your sleep and general peace. You absolute muppets. Where's the logic? So, and it says, edit, guys, stop telling not to lend out money. I won't see anyone struggle to eat. I just didn't think they were dumb enough to piss off the upstairs neighbors.
Yeah, I wouldn't get that to stop me from doing good deeds, but
Mm.
that's a good one. I can't imagine just running around just to piss somebody off. I would just wear heels and stomp around. When I walk, I'm not running. I'm not running. I'm not. I'm just not doing it. But that is hilarious to literally jump out of bed and everything too.
Yeah.
6 a.m. Morning, guys. Downstairs. That's a good one. Yeah, I bet he did ask for those bank details pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah. It only
Cause
took six
yeah,
days.
and then he lives with somebody, right?
The guy below him does, yeah.
The
The
guy that
people,
borrowed money?
yeah, the guy who
Okay.
borrowed money
That's what I'm
is, yeah,
asking.
yeah.
Because I thought he did. And then I bet that girl was like, you better pay back that money.
Yeah, dude.
If I had to listen to this one more time because of you, you
Yeah,
better pay back that money.
facts. Especially because she's home all day. She probably still deal with it all day. This person's doing
Oh,
this.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I bet that's annoying.
Yeah.
Can only imagine.
Yeah, as a person who works from home, like I would, because I know like even our parents' too story, you can hear my dad roll around
Yes.
on
Uh-huh.
the chair. As a person who works from home, I would I would use scrolling everywhere, annoying these people with my chair.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
that'd be a fun one.
I'd be rolling my chair. I'd be stomping my feet.
Oh
I'd
yeah.
be like, I'd mess with my cat more often than anything. Man, you know how good the morning routine probably is though? It's probably a blast just to get up and just start doing it. Like just
Yeah,
jump.
and just
And
start
your cat
chaos.
starts running. Your cat's having a
Yeah, and now your cat,
blast.
well, the only bad thing is now your cat has expectations.
Yeah.
Because if I did it to this guy for even a day, he's got expectations now. I better start my morning every morning, jumping out of bed and chasing him around.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
what I'm saying. I couldn't be me, but I like it.
Yeah,
I would have done more simpler just because I'm not trying to set expectations for my pet that
dude.
we're gonna be playing at 6 a.m.
Every morning.
every morning.
Hardcore playing. That's
Yeah,
so funny. That's so true though. Because our dogs would love it and they would get so into it. And you're like, I'm sorry.
I'm
We have
sorry.
neighbors below. We have to be nice.
Yeah,
Like,
and if we do play, we go outside
yeah.
because we got neighbors. But yeah, that's really funny. I like that one.
Yeah, man. And like the best is like they like now I forgot my thought. I don't know what I was trying to say. I don't know. Okay, we'll just go to some comments. Someone had said they freaking love this, LOL. And the OP said back, it did feel good. I'm not gonna lie. And it was fun for me and my cat, who got chased around, loving it. Loving life. That's so funny. And it says the other person comment, you still giving your cat zoomies just for a reminder? Question mark. And then the OP said, yeah, we still play. I'm just less leapy and energetic on the furniture. He's a teeny tiny predator. LOL. Someone else said, I had a neighbor under me once who played Willie Nelson at 6 a.m. on Sunday mornings while getting ready for church. Presumably, one Sunday, I laid my big speaker facing down on the floor, blasted Led Zeppelin, been a long time since, rock and roll. They didn't blast Willie Nelson anymore. I'm a big fan of Willie, but not at the butt crack of dawn. And someone said, the OP said, "I respect your game, my friend."
Yeah, we should have done something like that when in the summers when we were staying with their parents. And that guy
Yes.
next door at like 2, 3 a.m. was playing his guitar going ring, 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 ring with the little thing.
Worst neighbor mom and dad have ever had. The people who party down the hall are like fine-ish because they kind of knew at a certain time to kind of turn it down. Was it still loud? Yes. They knew how to turn it down. This guy at 2 a.m. every morning was just shredding his guitar louder than loud. You can hear him in the whole building. Most annoying thing in the world.
Yeah.
OMG. I got zero
You wake
sleep.
up thinking you're about to be abducted. It sounds like alien ships.
Yeah. And then I have to get on and work a customer service job after getting no sleep because he's just shredding his guitar terribly because he doesn't even know how to play apparently.
Yeah.
Get some lessons, my guy, before you even try to do that. Because at least if you can like be a good mellow beat to me to go to sleep to, maybe I'll be fine with it. You
Yeah.
don't know how to play, my dude. You're just literally just doing the little wee 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 thing the whole time. It's like not even playing.
Yeah.
Oh god, I would literally was about to lose my mind every time with that guy. I couldn't. But yes. Yes, that's a good one. We should have done that though. Blast music against it.
Yeah, back at
Back
him.
at him. And kind of
Although Mom already would have been mad. Mom doesn't like to be petty like that.
yeah, I know. She should be.
Mom just likes to sometimes be a Karen and yell at people.
Or call the police. They did call the police. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because Mom likes to be a Karen.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom. Probably
I
watching.
mean, I wasn't mad about it when he finally stopped because oh my god, I got zero sleep. But I was like, we should have just been petty back,
Yeah, we
honestly.
should have been petty.
It just would have been better. But it's okay. That's okay. At least he stopped. But last comment is someone says, "Don't mess with flying hippos." And the OP comment, "The power of my fat compels them."
Me
But
too, but
if you do want more good comments, this OP responds to a lot of people, and they always have good witty stuff back to all of these. And people keep putting all kinds of crazy stuff on here. So great comment thread if anybody wants to go check that out. Hilarious.
all right. This one is from Best of Positive Updates. This was originally posted by Italian Joyer, and it was originally posted on True Off My Chest. I'm gonna ask the woman at the store next door out on Monday. I'm so nervous. I'm nervous for the first time since I was a teenager. I work IT for a few stores in the area. Next to my main office is a Bath and Body Works, and the most beautiful woman I've ever met works there. I went in for the first time a few weeks ago to get my mom a gift, and the woman that helped me find the stuff for her was gorgeous. My knees almost buckled when we accidentally made arm to arm contact moving through the store. I don't know if it was her enchanting me or sensory overload from the candles and the lotions. Probably a bit of both. We've run into each other we've run into each other a few times since then and made small talk outside. She's so easy to talk to and funny. Her laugh makes me wish I were funnier so I could hear it more like music to my ears. Could be hopeful thinking, could be hopeful thinking, but I get the feeling she might be into me too. So on Monday, I'm planning on stopping by and asking if she'd like to go out for coffee or something. I haven't been this nervous asking someone out since I was high school over a decade ago. I won't be asking her out while she's working. Here, just putting this here because it's almost every comment I am getting at this point.
Honestly, beginning of a romance movie.
Yeah,
I'm ready
that's what I
for
was
the
thinking.
Hallmark moment. I'm excited. You know I love a good rom com. Sounds like he's not funny. So it's just a rom, but that's okay. Thought maybe he'll get better at telling jokes because he likes to hear her laugh. So it'll become a rom com. And I'm not mad about it. Loving it. I'm excited. And you said this is a red
Updates.
updates?
Yep.
Okay. I was pretty sure that's what you said at the beginning. It was on best and positive updates. Just making sure, because I was really excited to hear what happens next.
Yeah, that's why I kind of picked it because, we love a good rom-com.
Yes, you know me.
But yeah, he could definitely get funnier once he stops being so nervous.
Yes, yes.
That's when your true humor comes
That's
out, when
when
you
your
kind of be able
wittiness
to
can
be
come.
yeah, be
Yes.
yourself.
You can let it roll off tongue.
All right, relevant comments. Best of luck. Just remember the worst that can happen is she says no and you go on with your day. OP, this is OP replying. I've had some fair share of rejections. Would a no would suck, but I'd survive. I'm hoping that my read of her is accurate and I have a shot though. Another commenter, I highly recommend making your pitch and then giving her your phone number and leaving rather than putting her on the spot. Give a reason, give a response in the moment. She's there to work, not to get hit on. But being in a customer service where you're required to be nice to people can make things complicated. I'm not saying she won't be interested, and I'm rooting for you, but this would make her more comfortable. OP replied, She wouldn't she won't be at work when I ask her out. Most of our interactions have been after her and or both of us were off the clock. Another comment said, How much have you spoken to her? Have you even asked her if she has a family? What she does with her free time? Just because a woman hasn't got a ring on, it doesn't mean she hasn't got someone. I've been engaged for 6 years and barely wear the engagement ring. Women who work in shops already have to deal with a lot of men hitting on them, mainly because they're at work and being friendly because they are customer service mode. At least you're not asking her at work, please check she's single if you haven't already before asking. OP replied, Honest question. Did I describe these interactions in a way that makes me sound like some creep following a poor woman around because she was nice to me once in a shop? I just wanted to get this off my chest because I'm a bit nervous about asking her out, but this comment and a few others like it are really depressing. And to somewhat answer your questions, I know a bit about her family in the area, and we shared somewhat of what we do in our free time together. None of that involved her mentioning a significant other of any kind. She has initiated these interactions each time. Yeah, it never seemed like she's just being nice for work, and it never sounded like he was he was going out of his way to like, hey, hey, kind of thing.
Yeah, and especially in that last one, he said that she initiates most of the contact.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be concerned about it, but I get where people are coming from because, like, there are a lot of guys who come up and are they friendly? Yes, but some can be kind of pushy. And, like, that's when we used to work at Dave and Buster's and we worked at the little
Sure.
desk thing. And like there was a few guys that came over to us and stuff. And one guy I remember particularly, he was pushing and kept going, Give me your phone, give me your phone. I'll put my number in, I'll put my Snapchat in, I'll put my Snapchat in. Give me your phone. And I said, Sorry, sir, we don't ever allowed to have our phones on the floor, which was a lie. But I'm like, I'm not giving you my phone. I was like, sorry, man, we don't have our phones on the floor. He's like, well, give me a piece of paper so I can write down my Snapchat for you so you can message me later. And I was like, okay, this guy's being intense. I gotta be friendly because that's part of our job. So I just gave him a piece of paper, and at the end of the night, I just tossed it.
Yeah.
And all the girls were laughing because they were like, yes, literally our job every day. Every single girl that worked in our little same section, all the girls even just worked on the floor. They're like, yes, guys, all the time are always like, take my number, give me your phone, give me your
Yeah.
phone. And like, even one of the girls that worked on the floor and did with the game, she was like, sadly, they do see my phone in my pocket as I'm walking around. Luckily, y'all guys can hide y'all's in the thing and be like, sorry, we don't have our phones here. And she's like, yeah, it's so annoying. And I was like, yeah, it's literally the worst. I hate
Yeah.
when, because they, eventually some are nice and they get continuously pushy when like you push back a little bit. And I think people are just nervous for her to make sure it's not that type of situation. But from what I'm picking up, this guy Sam's really nice and he just seems like if it's a no, it's a no, and that's okay. And from his comments too, it just seems like he is relaxed, he is calm, he's fine with it if it's a no. But and it sounds like she initiates most of them. So I didn't pick up that vibe either. But I get what people are probably calling me just to make sure he knows like do step away if it does feel like she's like against it.
Yeah.
It's probably just more of a warning, I think, to him, more so than of like, this is what it seems like. So hopefully he doesn't get deterred by that. But I get why people are posting it, but it didn't seem that way for me.
This one's sleeping super hard. His
I can see
eyes
that.
are twitching.
I saw him like twitching
And I
there.
can feel his lips twitching on my leg.
I can see his nose twitching away at
Uh-huh.
me.
If only people could see it.
Yeah.
See my legs blocking them. All right. His update. I posted here to shake off my nerves about asking someone out that works next door to where I work. Yesterday I planned on asking her out to coffee. Got busy and it slipped my mind though. Luckily, she stopped by to talk anyway. I was loading up the company van yesterday for today's ticket when she came over to chat while I worked. Mostly small talk while I loaded boxes and did my paperwork. She was on her way to her car and head home when she stopped by. So before she left, I asked if she would be interested in grabbing coffee sometime, and she countered with an offer to go try out the ice cream place down the road when I was done for the day. She came back when my first shift was over, and we met for milkshakes and sat around talking for a good while. I was nervous at first, but she was remarkably easy to talk to. We talked about our family hobbies, jobs, and had a rather passionate debate about the best trails to walk in the area. So I proposed an outing this weekend to get our steps in and figure out who is right. Numbers have been shared, and even though she's off today, I don't get to see her. We've been texting a bit. Pretty boring update, I'm sure. But that's it.
Definitely not a boarding update. I'm so happy for him. And like, just her getting off work and going out of her way to talk to him every time, I think it seems like she already kind of maybe was trying to give him signals. Because I think
Uh-huh.
because of the fact that she kept initiating all the conversations, I think she was nervous that he wasn't interested in her.
Mm-hmm.
So she was trying to give him signals. She was trying to make kind of the first move and put the ball in his court without knowing. Because, like, I know most people, when you're not sure of the other person, you try to give them signals. And I think that's her way of giving signals. It's just, I don't think he was picking them up because from the way he described her, I think he kind of thinks that she's out of his league, which
Mm-hmm.
technically I feel like there really isn't leagues. You can just go for really anybody, and it's just attraction if people like each other. And I think he needs to get out of that mindset because I think he just thinks she's so amazing. And the way he described her, that he got nervous and he wasn't picking up that I'm pretty sure she was putting down signals to him. It sounds like to me she was trying to make moves, fully making the move because she, I think, is nervous that he's not interested because I think he keeps just trying to talk to her as a friend.
Yeah.
And he's just trying to like warm up. He's all
Yeah.
nervous. So he's always like kind of shy and quiet. So I'm glad that he said it and she fully accepted and was like, oh, heck yeah, let's go get ice cream. And she came back even to go eat ice cream with him. Like, I think if you weren't fully interested in somebody, but you were interested in somebody as a friend, I don't know if that same exact day you would go home and then come back to go have ice cream with them. I think that's more of a move if you're interested in somebody. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. I don't know if I would come back if I just met somebody and I was like becoming friends with them and I just wanted to be their friend. I'm a person once I stay down in my house, I don't really want to go back out. But if it feels like I like somebody, I would. So I guess that could just be a me opinion. So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think I would go out of my way for somebody else, but I like it. I'm glad that they're texting and getting closer. That's awesome.
Yeah, because at first in this first one it kind of sounded like they kind of cross paths and that's when they talk.
Mm-hmm.
But then that last one, it's like, yeah, if she was stopping on the way from her car and she was stopping and hanging out while you're doing your job and she's just
Yeah, going out of her
chit-chatting.
way.
Yeah, and she was hanging out at your job, not just like pass by or we're both out on a little break outside
Mm-hmm.
talking. Yeah, she's trying to say, "Hey, like, hey, how's it going?"
Exactly.
So I'm glad you asked her. And then it's cute. She was like, well, I mean, there's the ice cream place down the street. Let's go try that and stuff. And then now they're gonna be able to go on walks and stuff together. That's pretty cute.
Yeah, I love it. Great update.
Top comment, pretty boring update, he writes. Not
So
at all.
annoying.
It was lovely update and it's exciting in that it is an open door for more to come for both of them. I wish them the best.
Yes. So I'm saying, who says what might be a boring update? That was not boring.
Uh-huh.
That's what we wanted to see.
Someone replied to that one, said, right? Silly guy. The digits and a second date? Sounds like a victory to me.
Exactly. The Hallmark movie is coming together, my guy.
And then another one, way to go, OP. That's how you do it. Just be genuine, just be your genuine self. I always told my kids every day before dropping them off at school, think before you act. Do your best. Use your manners. It's okay to ask for help. You're smart, you're talented, and you are loved, and have a fantastic day. They are adults now, and sometimes they will say it to me. Kindness and manners go a long way. May your dates be full of light, laughter, and good luck.
Love that comment. Yeah,
Yep.
I love it. I love all the positivity of this post. It was cute. Very Hallmark.
Another comment says, "You have now gained the interest of bored Reddit users. Updates we will be requiring at all major milestones from now on is officially dating, we're engaged, married, and children."
Facts, man. I'm waiting
I
for
know. I need
it.
all those updates.
I want it to be made into a movie. I want the
Yeah.
whole thing. I want the whole shebang to go. Yes. Jeez. All right. And this is going to be our last story of the day, and it's a TIFU, time I messed up. And it's by Milkman Dead 81. Time I messed up by telling my Italian mother-in-law I was getting more vagina this afternoon. My wife is Italian, and my mother-in-law doesn't speak very much English. My Italian is pretty mediocre. I can get around Milan. My vocabulary is decent, but my pronunciation and grammar are both horrible, and I get words confused. My wife was FaceTiming her mom yesterday morning, and I popped over to say ciao to her. She started asking me basic things. How are things? How's work? Etc. Then she asked me my plan for the weekend. I told her I was going to run errands all morning. Then I tried to tell her in the afternoon we are going to be getting Piovagina, a little rain.
Oh.
Instead, I told her we are going to be getting Piovagina, more vagina. My wife immediately gave me a look of absolute horror, pulled the phone away. Her mom was silent. I couldn't see her face. What? She said, indirectly in English. I looked at her confused and said it again. Pia Virginia? Her reaction I can best describe through emojis.
Oh man, do it to the
Yeah.
camera so people know
Oh,
what the
okay.
emojis are.
Ready? Let's do the emojis again. That's her emojis. Oh, and then she puts the hand up. My bad, I missed that one last time too. What are you trying to say? That it's gonna be raining a little bit later? Pia Virginia, she said. I could hear her mom erupt in laughter once she realized what I did. It took me another moment to figure out what I said. Then I turned beet red, and that is the last time I'll be talking to her for a while.
Yeah, me too.
So, again, mine earlier was bad, but this is bad.
That's embarrassing. Yeah.
Oh, man.
First off, every time I hear ciao, I just think of The Office. Oh, ciao. Ciao.
um,
But um, yeah, I couldn't imagine saying that to my mother-in-law.
yeah.
And then to keep repeating it because you're like, "What? I said it. I said whatever. I said it. I said." And then you just keep repeating it. She's like, "No, like legit cut it out." Like you don't understand what you're saying. Like you're saying something but you're not saying what you're trying to say.
Yes.
You're just saying something. Stop saying that to my mom.
Exactly. My mom doesn't need you to hear you
Yeah.
repeat that you're getting more
And
vagina.
at least the mother-in-law had a good humor about it. First she was like, maybe I think she at first she was probably trying to put together what is he trying to say to me, because that is not something he would probably be saying to me.
Yeah.
Um and then yeah, so at least she had a good humor about it and a good laugh about it afterwards. Yeah, I might avoid a little bit of conversation for a little bit, but at least now on, you'll always have that story between you and your in-law.
Yeah.
And now it'd always be like, so like even if you have kids or whatever and they start learning Italian, she's gonna be like, You want to know this one time your dad said this to me?
Yeah.
Like, it's forever gonna be like a great story. So it's a good lighthearted laughter.
Yeah, it is. And every time he probably leaves their house tonight, they're gonna ask him, "You getting more vagina later?"
Uh, yeah.
I bet you.
Or every time it's raining, uh-oh.
It's raining vagina. Yes, they're never gonna let him live it down.
Yeah.
I feel like just because of the fact that she laughed so hard and she like really took it in, they're gonna roast him forever.
Oh yeah.
And he thinks he's not gonna be seen for a while. You're gonna have to just dip on the whole family, or you're gonna have to suck it up because they're probably gonna roast you after
Yeah,
this.
it's gonna never be forgotten. Yeah,
Yeah.
for us it's always like written down in a book and never
Yes.
forgotten.
Yeah, as I say, I guess
It's
it's
always
true.
locked in the
It could
vault.
just be our family because we roast each other to no
And
end. And anything you say wrong will
yeah.
be used against you later.
Anything something's forgotten and then like 5 years later it's like the best joke and all of a sudden you're like, wow, deep cut.
Exactly. There's always great callbacks.
Sorry, my legs are falling
Yeah,
asleep.
I'd be embarrassed. But thinking of Chow, I don't think Office. I think of Luca
Oh,
every time.
that's a cute one.
But dead. I should have thought of the Office. That's
Yeah, I was
hilarious.
thinking Kevin. A chow. A chow.
Oh man. So some comments are some different people put comments of different times they messed up in different languages. Practicing my horrible Spanish, I told my coworker she had nice holes rather than nice eyes. Some pet lo siento, soy embarazado. Apparently does not mean sorry, I'm embarrassed. It means sorry, I'm pregnant.
A little off.
Yeah.
A little off from what you're feeling.
This is like the only thing my high school Spanish teacher taught us. He also loved telling a story about visiting Mexico and telling the cute cashier that he was hot. Hot as in temperature? Someone asked. Or attractiveness. And they put the Spanish words, but I can't keep speaking Spanish because I'm not good at Spanish. I don't want to keep butchering this. I'm just going to read the English piece. The way he told it, it was hot as in horny.
Oof.
The problem in Spanish is that every word in Spanish is a dirty word in one or more countries. It's like playing Minesweeper.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess it sounds like he could have said worse things. Because some of these people have said some worse things in Spanish than they did and than he did in what you call it, in Italian. So, could be worse. But another good comment thread because a lot of people share different crazy stories of different things they said in the wrong context because they did not know what they were saying in that language because they were learning. So, definitely a good one to look at. But those are our stories today. For you. Oh. So, based out of those stories today, what was your main takeaway from overreacting? We got our entitled people story, we got the anti a-hole story, we got some petty revenge, the positive update, and the time I messed up. What's kind of your takeaways? There could be one for one story, or it could be multiple for other stories. What's kind of your gist of everything? I know one of mine is sometimes even if you're nervous, you got to take the shot because you could end up in a Hallmark movie. That's my main takeaway, just because that was my favorite story today. So that's gonna be my main takeaway for the day, just because that story I'm gonna be thinking about later. I'm gonna hope for another update on that one.
Yeah. I think mine would be like maybe like take a leap. Like you can take a leap and give some money to your downstairs neighbor and I mean, yeah, now you have a funny story to tell out of it and they know like if they borrow money, they better pay it back.
Yeah,
Take a leap and ask that girl out. Take a leap and try to learn the language of your um
in-laws.
in-laws and and your wife, even if you completely butcher it and embarrass yourself. At least you took the leap and like they still see that you're putting effort in and trying to get to know them and their language and things like that. So always just take the leap.
I like that. I like that.
Take the leap and talk to your neighbor about this sister that's annoying you. And then you know what? You can figure out it's not really a sister.
Yeah,
Just take that leap, make some friends, reach out, be kind.
I like that. I like that. The only time you don't take the leap is when you're the guy in the entitled people. Maybe don't take that leap to try again to park at that fire hydrant after the first
Yeah.
ticket. Maybe don't take that leap again. Maybe like just like move. Maybe take the leap the first time. Cool. You learned your lesson. Ticket. Don't take that leap again though. You took it once, you tried
Maybe
it.
take the leap with the chick and be like, don't park there.
Yeah.
I'll call the people. Don't park there.
Yeah. That's true. Take that leap and give them the warning. And if they don't take it, that's on them.
Mm-hmm.
If they get the ticket, they get that boot, that's on them, man. I guess maybe don't take the leap though, pretending someone's your sister. But I mean, if that's what you want in your life,
It's a
take
chaotic leap. But
it.
yeah, I mean, I guess
It's a
live.
good, fun story leap. So I guess maybe take it,
Yeah.
but be careful because you might be dumped. I like it. I like it. I like your takeaway.
Yeah, be you. Be you. If that includes a fake sister, you know what? Teach their own, I guess.
Yeah. And from the movie Scissors, be that you.
I,
You
w
that
I was
be.
trying to think what that
Be
was.
that
So,
you. So we'll stop there for today. Thank you for joining us. Take the leap. Go for it. Ask a person out if you like them, but don't take it too hard if they say no. It's okay. Life goes on. You'll find another Hallmark moment.
maybe
Maybe.
share in the comments like a time you took a leap, whether it's for a
Yeah.
romance, a job, just like maybe even if it's a fun leap of a little bit of
Chaotic mess.
chaotic mess. Yeah.
And you
Just
went for
anytime
it.
you did a little something outside your normal box.
Yeah. We like it. Share your comments. Give your thoughts. Thanks for joining us today. Bye.
Bye.